Hello guys, welcome to this weekly outlook. And I know this is Monday, it's been late, but I will do the very quick weekly outlook. I shared the last week outlook on Instagram. I shared on gold, but DXY I forgot, but everything is going as per whatever we know or whatever I teach to my students. Now, so I will quickly go over the weekly outlook, and also Bitcoin has finally reached our magnet, which we have been waiting for a very long time. So that's why I will first go over Bitcoin. This is my NPOC template, which is negative point of control. There is nothing crazy in daily negative point of control. It's clearly one time framing down, meaning bearish structure. However, if you look at weekly, where did we fall from? There was an untapped negative value area low, which was created on Monday, January 19th. See, this was the value area low, which is untapped, which was created on January 19th. We tapped that at 82 430-ish, and then boom, fell down. So this was like a technical science. And look at all the liquidity being resting. These negative point of control can be viewed as liquidity or retailer stop loss. And this was the magnet level. This is where I took the long, which I will also explain why. And not only we had a negative value area low, which has created on January 19th, but which was in confluence with what? Intraday liquidity on the weekly time frame. This price action can't get simple than that. See, one, two, three. On a weekly time frame, three candle formation. We tested that again to the EQ and headed to extra range liquidity, which comes in the form of previous week highs and lows, old highs and lows. That's exactly what happened. Again, test of intra-range liquidity, our magnet. This keeps on repeating again, intra-range liquidity, and then ERL, etc. You can look at it for yourself, to be honest. But nonetheless, I took a small scalp here, which I'm still holding for a short, but nothing crazy about it. I was busy. I hardly actively trading last week. I was out of town, but yeah, so this to, this we have been waiting for a while now. And now what to do? Remember, the structure is still bearish. However, we are finally coming near our big zone of support. So I have been loading up some spot. I bought some spot here. I took a long, which I shared on Discord, right? Let me show. For example, this was BTC swing update, still in short, but 5 retracement in the low. INP surprise if they close this month in the green, historically max. This was on March 19th, and yeah, no, everything is just spot on. 2020 special. Again, this is a premium group for only members only. And yeah, here's the update. I have closed my 80% of my BTC short, which we took from 123 to 125k shown, and I'm in longs from 65k. I changed my bias. I wanted this badly, but I figured out the market structure is changing. And I also looked at the footprint charts. Around 65k, we involved in the long. Obviously, our major TP was this imbalance. We took the profit here, and again on the higher time frame, big resistance, which was in confluence with the intraday liquidity in the form of fair value gap, and also previous weekly untouched value area low. So what now? Now it's better to be remain neutral. However, from the swing point of view, especially from a spot swing point of view, obviously I am bullish. Okay, I'm looking at around 50k zone before all-time high. If I really need to do the prediction, kind of. So yeah, all these zones which I've shared in free. You check out my previous YouTube videos on Bitcoin. I have gone over my swing paths very extensively. So I will be loading upon all my spots to take to another all-time high in max 2 years. Okay, around this zone, 150 to 180k. So this is a massive opportunity. Whatever spot you spread among this 30% zone, right? Look at the potential, 200%, 150%. So it is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm giving it away for free. Obviously, you guys, majority of you guys would probably ignore, and 2 years later, BTC would absolutely would have done something like this, right? Which I've already shared. I have been doing this since 2021, these predictions. Every one of my swing, especially on BTC, been spot on. So yeah, and that's that. And as per the proper swing plans, I have shared in my Discord. Uh, yeah, see, swing. Yeah, buy into scenarios, throw your phone, set alert to 150k, come back richer after a year or two, then prepare for mega short again. Yes, we're gonna short again around 150k to 170 zone whenever price present itself with more evidence, of course. But again, this is the same thing I wrote for oil. No one was bullish on oil, even the war hasn't started. I posted about oil, same stuff. So that's that. See, buy oil with calculated risk, throw your phone, return 6 to 8 months later, and richer. And this I wrote on February, January, right? And oil already hit all these levels. Anyways, so that's for the BTC. And and as per the DXY, if you observe last week, this is the week, right? This is the weekly displacement candle we had previous week, right? We again add a swing failure pattern into intraday liquidity. We took the low of the previous candle, closed the body above, and expansion higher. So it is ultra bullish, and my next target is around 100.636. Are we going to reverse from here? I'm not sure. We have to look when we get there. But at the moment, we are bullish. For example, even if you look at daily, again, there was a clear gap which got inversed. Inversion are so good for advanced market structure shift, right? Which I already explained in my Instagram and also in my modules. XUSD as well, which I shared on my Instagram. Gold this week. What actually, this I shared when 7 days ago, of course. And our long ons, yeah, these are all spot on. However, this week, given DXY and liquidity below, price action slightly leaned towards bearishness. I was clearly bearish, and that's exactly what happened. We didn't hit the resistance that we planned out, but nonetheless, there has been a potential, so many potentials. For example, this classic model I teach. So you could have involved in the short here, and even the support zone I shared. Look at the test it did and pump up to over 100 pips, right? Even if you're bearish, I gave you the support. We had nice bumps from all those support. Now again, I am bearish. Okay, again this is the up close candle which took the liquidity, right? And we had a displacement candle with the potential displacement and the fair value gap. So this becomes our change in state, and this becomes our order block. So this has with confluence with the value area low of the range I drew from uptrend to downtrend. This local downtrend, I drew the fixed range volume profile, which was in confluence with the value area low of the range. Little bit of a volume notice there, but that's negligible really. Not only that, same zone also has a confluence of, it's loading. See, same zone has also with the confluence of the weekly negative point of control. So we have got multiple confluence. So in order goal for to be ultra bullish, we have to get this zone. So you could plan a potential short based on the reaction on the M5, M15 with TCP protocol, of course. For example, even on the NPOC, I could just select gold here, like say USD. Hopefully it loads. Yes. And I wanted to see if there is Value area low as well at 4440, 4440. Yeah, again, same zone. All this same zone has a massive resistance, okay? And that's per the gold. And I will be releasing a indicator this week, which is kind of like a game changer if you're trading prop firms. Basically, it will signals. It's a negative aura. I'm just giving you a few hints. So I'm excited about it. Coding is almost done, but I have few things to fine tune. For example, if there is a loss, we have to use kind of martingale rule. So that's that. So the indicator updates are high win rate plus mechanical. Win rate really depends on the asset you trade. It's usually between 70 to 77% easy. RR though, however, it's negative RR, which is 0.5 to 0.6 ish. Depends on the time you trade. So this whole indicator is made to exploit prop firms. You're catching away little movement, which is the negative order, just to get to payouts. And trust me, this will be like a game changer. And you should be absolutely fine to blow up any accounts with this indicator because it will give you the payouts. Let's say you spend $5,000 end of the year based on the probability and all the backtested data over 5 6 years I collected, it will yield you over 100k. NFA, of course, not a financial advice. And using this same strategy, I withdrew close to $15,000 and more. I'll be showing all the backtested data, all the payouts data, and how the strategy works, and how the indicator signals, how to take trades, everything when I release this week. But this is mechanical, meaning you literally have no work. When the indicator signals, you just place a trade. That's it. Yeah, and that's the one indicator update. And I'm also working on the other one with my main strategy. Uh, Example, this one with gold, right? This strategy, which I teach my one-to-one students, it's also indicator for that. For example, let me just uh, try turn on. I have added here, so but I haven't tested on the code. It works really good for euro, but I need to hide all this. Finally gone and PVP. See, look at the perfection. Anyway, I will give more updates on the indicator. It's yeah, I'm getting. I have so many 25 indicators here. All my little snippets I keep on adding and testing. So yes, and that's about it. And I see you soon on the indicator update, and this is gonna be a game changer. Stay tuned.